Justice is present to address the Joint Assembly.
I'm going to do the best in my ability to deliver a speech that I think is phenomenally important. There's no question there's been speech after speech delivered here. I am telling you, I can't possibly imagine that there's a time as dire and a time as important as tonight. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, hate tax increases. I hate them. I really do. But I want to show you the most painless way that I think you can get out of this mess. Now I'm going to come around here and write. Here's what you got to do. You got to cut all that we can possibly cut. I've got to have everybody in this state pay a half of a penny in additional sales tax. There's no way around it. I've got to have you pay, instead of $30 in DMV fees, I've got to have you pay $50. The other thing is this, in trying to be fair, in trying to just be fair, the people are here. Here's your people. Here's your people. Here's your businesses. I've got to have our businesses, there's lots of different ways to look at this, pay 0.2% in a tax that would be equivalent to a B&O tax. It is a tax that Ohio charges 25% or 25 we would charge 20. And the other last thing that I'll talk to you about is I've got to have 10 cents a gallon on gasoline. Now, I'm telling you, if you don't do this, you're dead. You're dead beyond belief. Now, let me go back over here and come back. Before I go, I'm going to stay with you a second. On these two right here, this one and this one, I want to sunset them. 3 years. I think if you do what I am trying to propose to you to do, you can get rid of this and you can get rid of this in 3 years. Now, this deals with the roads. And this does too. Now let me tell you this. I said a minute ago, I am adamantly against raising your taxes. We have got to find a way to not completely kill the patient. Now look what happens. 3 years, this goes away. 3 years, this goes away. I'll tell you about this in just 1 second. I want to tell you one last thing. My goal, Jim Justice's goal as your governor, is to do one thing, and that is to be the 8th state in this country with no income tax. None. To deliver to you what you have to do. That's my goal. Now, remember I said what I said about a half a penny. What would you rather do? Would you rather have your school plummeted even more, your seniors just forgotten, your vets forgotten, your parks closed, Fairmont State shut down, on and on and on? Or would you be willing, as a peoples, to say, I'm willing to pay a half a penny more, and I'm willing, as a business to step up and pay 0.2%. Because I love West Virginia and we're going somewhere. Now listen here. If you pay 10 cents more for gasoline and a little bit more on your DMV fees, that's going to turn into this. Here's what it's going to do. It will turn into $2.8 billion. Now just stay with me. I have 4 wonderful people back here, and I want you to understand wholeheartedly what your 10 cents and almost nothing in DMV fees that haven't been raised in 40 years. Think about it. Almost nothing I am asking you to do to turn into that. And then let me show you what we can do. Y'all bring this on down. It'll create 48,000 jobs in our state. 48,000 jobs. It'll complete the network that we have got to do. It will make tourism explode in this state. Honest to Pete, this is the 800-pound gorilla in the room, not me. We absolutely have to have a pathway to get our people that are hooked on these terrible drugs back into the community of the workforce. We have to do something with all the prescription drugs, no question whatsoever about that. But we have to have treatment facilities too. I would propose today, if we do this and those dollars flow, I would propose immediately building a facility in Charleston, one in the Eastern Panhandle, and I know the veterans are waiting on the dollars to come from the firework tax and everything to build their facility in Beckley, and I'd like to skim off some of this money to help them be able to get that facility built. I have put in my budget a 2% raise for all classroom teachers, and I am ashamed. Now, as far as testing, we're testing our kids totally to death. For what? I mean, here's the bottom line. Think about it. If we were knocking it out of the park, you see, I'm all results oriented. If we were knocking it out of the park, you could argue with me we're doing the right thing. Crying out loud, we're dead last. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. We got to be doing something wrong. That's all there is to it. As far as the testing goes, I am going to propose we throw Smarter Balance in the trash can and we go to I'll be asking the legislature to raise our tolls on the turnpike $1. Now, before you go crazy, it's shooting at me, let me just say this. I want, through your DMV fees, I want to charge everybody within our state $8. $8. Then I want you to drive on the turnpike or whatever road that we would choose to toll for free. So I want you to pay $8. And I want you to drive on our turnpike, wherever it may be, for free. Or whatever road we toll for free. You see, 77% of our money is coming from out of state. If we could raise it and make yours as West Virginians free, other than $8. Now you may live in the Eastern Panhandle, and I would say to you, we need you to come and visit Princeton at some point in time. Now if you come for your $8, we're going to give you a 50% discount on the tolls, because you're going to pay nothing. And by the time you go through 333, you're going to feel like you got a real bargain. And I'll tell you just just this. Did you see all those highways? Did you see all that? Well, I will promise you, there will be something that'll be in your neighborhood that will be told as well. As we go forward, there's going to have to be something in your neighborhood that will be told. And then the people from Princeton can come and visit you. And they can come for free too. Now, I truly believe that we ought to tier severance tax on coal and gas. You know, it's just as simple. When our coal companies are really hurting, and I know a lot about this, when they're really hurting, we've got to step up and help them. And at that point in time, we probably have to step up and lower the severance tax. The same way with the gas. I will be submitting whatever the form of a bill may be to some way, somehow try to drive furniture manufacturing, flooring manufacturing, cabinetry back right in our lap to West Virginia. My basketball teams, a lot of times they say two words coming out on the floor, and they scream. You know, the other night, Tom Brady led a comeback that was unbelievable, didn't it? Unbelievable. No one could have possibly imagined it. And you know what he did? He took the Super Bowl trophy. I watched him do this. He stood on that podium and he screamed, "Let's go!" after he had won. Well, I'd say to you, let's go! God bless you all. Thank
you. Hey, Jim, say hello to Sally here.
Oh, Sally here. How